So a big shout out to Xiaomi for sponsoring this video and sending over this Xiaomi Black Friday Mi mystery box. Let's see what's in this thing. So here we have a Xiaomi Mi10T Lite 5G device. And there was also a Xiaomi watch in the box. First time I've seen one of these. That's pretty cool. So both of these devices are going to be in the Xiaomi Black Friday sale. There'll be a link below this video so you guys can check these out. But I'm going to tell you a bit more about this in particular. So you know what really sucks when it comes to buying phones is spending over £1,000 on a device that doesn't support 5G, doesn't have a high refresh rate screen, doesn't have a headphone jack or an IR blaster or a decent sized battery, and doesn't even provide a charger in the box. Well, with the Xiaomi Mi10T Lite 5G, you get all of that, and guess what? This phone is under £200 here in the UK. Think about that. That's crazy. And if you want to pick one of these up during the Black Friday sales or any of the other sales that are coming up before and after Christmas, you're going to get an even better deal. So those features I just mentioned are literally the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this phone. And the Xiaomi Mi10T Lite might be one of the front runners when it comes to pound for pound champ, value king in the smartphone industry right now. And let me explain why. So let's start with the design of the Mi10T Lite. It's got front and back Gorilla Glass 5 and a flat 6.67 inch display which supports 120 Hz refresh rate. That's double that seen on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it's 200 quid. We've got a centralized camera cutout for the selfie snapper on the front. You've also got stereo speakers here, one downward firing, and there's a forward firing speaker behind this grille, and they've even managed to work a little LED notification light into that grille, and that's a really nice touch. You've got a side mounted 2-in-1 power button and fingerprint reader, and it's very accurate and very rapid, I might add. And on the back of the Mi10T Lite, it has a really nice frosted glass finish which helps with its resistance to fingerprints. And check out the color on this one. This is rose gold beach. So basically you got that kind of sandy, orangey gold colors blending into the sky blue at the top there. That is a unique look. Definitely one for the ladies. And Xiaomi do throw in a silicone case to protect yourself before you wreck yourself. And when it comes to silicone cases, it's good to have one and not need it than to have needed it and not had it, if that makes sense. So going back to the device, the quad camera array is housed in this circular module, very similar to that seen on the Poco X3 NFC. It protrudes a bit, but because it's centrally placed, you don't get a huge amount of wobble when on a flat surface. And when it comes to the camera hardware inside, the Xiaomi Mi10T Lite is a formidable machine. The primary shooter has a Sony IMX683 64 megapixel sensor behind it, and the level of detail when shooting in that 64 megapixel mode can be best described as really impressive crispiness. You also get the luxury of an 8 megapixel ultra wide shooter which shoots at an angle of 120 degrees, which is perfect for those family photos over Christmas or New Year's when you're trying to get a lot of people in the one photo. It's super handy to have. And Xiaomi have also thrown in a favorite of mine, a macro shooter. So this lens allows you to get really up close and really capture those fine details on objects, which you can rarely get with a primary camera on a smartphone. And the fourth lens is to aid the other lenses in delivering blurry backgrounds, sometimes known as bokeh and sometimes known as portrait mode. It just gives you this really nice amount of depth in the photos, and it works well. And on the front side of the device is the selfie camera in that punch hole, and it's an impressive 16 megapixel shooter with HDR support. And there's a bunch of really cool camera features here, like night modes, long exposure modes. There's even a long exposure selfie mode, which I'm not entirely sure how that works. It's kind of like a time-lapse selfie. I'll have to test that out, but this is stacked full of camera features. So if you like taking pictures and stuff like that for social media, you're gonna love this device. So the icing on top of this tech spec stacked glass sandwich is what's inside. So inside the Mi 10T Lite is the new Qualcomm Snapdragon 750G chipset. And I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. The Snapdragon 750G brings superpowers to the mid-range smartphone segment. This chipset has been geared for graphics and performance. It's also a 5G chipset, so you're gonna get that blistering fast speed from your network as long as you've got a 5G plan. It's gonna breeze through graphics rendering and processing, and the benchmarks on this particular chipset actually outperforms in some areas the one above it. And to back that up even more, Xiaomi have thrown in 6 GB of RAM to assist with multitasking so that the Mi 10T Lite 5G can stay cool under pressure. And that's further backed up with a liquid cooling system, and the G in the Snapdragon 750G is for gaming. So combine all of this firepower under the hood with this 120Hz refresh rate screen, you got a seriously good gaming device right here for under £200. And you can get this in up to 128 GB of onboard storage that can be further upgraded thanks to the hybrid dual SIM tray inside. So you can either have 2 SIMs or a SIM and an SD card. So that's pretty cool too. And just like hoverboards, smartphones don't run on water. That's why it's super cool that Xiaomi have thrown in a 4820 mAh battery, which is huge, to make sure this thing lasts you all day comfortably. And if you guys are thinking about picking up a new device, this is the time to do it. Hit the link below the video, get the Black Friday deal, and trust me, you won't regret it. So thanks for watching, guys. If you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man. I'll see you guys in the next one.